Hey, it's Mark Wahlberg. Welcome to Click TV.
Welcome to Click TV.
Hello, welcome to Ireland.
Thank you.
You haven't been here before, have you?
No, it's my first time. So excited. I've always wanted to come here. I want to come back and have a vacation rather than just come to promote a movie.
Well, I want to say congratulations on the visit. It's properly creepy, and I was just kind of surprised by how crazy it got, and then crazier and crazier, because the trailer doesn't really come across like that. Was that on purpose in some way?
That the movie's crazier and
Well, no, I
crazier?
suppose that the trailer kind of makes it look like a quieter film in some ways.
Oh, there are different ways to approach the movie. I'm happy with the promotion of the visit because I think it represents kind of a great aspect of it. The kind of very crazy David Lynchian stuff that goes on in the movie is hard to promote, but it's also nice to discover when you come to the movie theater as it gets weirder and weirder. Like, yeah, for me, that's one of my favorite parts of the movie is how weird I got with the writing, and it got, kind of crazy.
Yeah, I love the ending. The ending is nuts. People will see it, hopefully. This film is your lowest budgeted film in 20 years.
Yeah.
Is that a unique kind of challenge, or is it kind of refreshing?
It turned out to be extremely positive for me. In fact, all the things that would be negative about doing such things, you don't have latitude to write whatever you want. I can't just write a big scene outside in a big public area because I can't afford the extras. You can't have stars in it. I don't have trailers. I don't, you don't have comforts, creature comforts like that. But none of that really mattered. It really, as long as I had the proper amount of days to shoot it, and I had to shoot it very fast, but I felt like I did with this movie. It was a really fun and intense experience. I think the word intense is the best way to describe what happens to you when you make a smaller movie.
But I suppose because you're writing and directing, you write for that budget. You know
Yes,
exactly
correct.
what you're going for. So you know that was from the whole inception of this idea.
Correct, yeah. It's when you're writing the script, you go, there's limited locations, it's contained, it's minimalist in many ways, and so that matches the budget.
I've looked back on some of your films recently, and they're gorgeously shot, and you're kind of noted for that. Whereas, suppose in this film, because it's supposed to be documentary style, it must have been much more challenging to make it look as though it was nice, I suppose.
Yeah, I took the liberty of saying that the main character has a beautiful eye, and also that she is making a romanticized film about her family. So what she thinks of the farm, of her grandparents' farm, what she thinks of her grandparents, of her mother. She's coming at it with love. So I took that as an opportunity to make it pretty.
Yeah. And was it fun then to come up with, because you have to think of cheats when you're making this kind of documentary film, like reasons to put down a camera or something like that. Is that something that you wrote into the script, or kind of things you came up on the fly?
It is. And in this, that is how I make movies in general. From my original movies, I storyboard every shot, and they each have an intention. So even put aside that we were shooting it as a documentary, when I'm choosing the lens for you, I want to match what the character's feeling. So it like a push in on you isn't a realization versus a zoom on you, which is kind of attention, concentration. Coming from an angle is different than coming straight onto you. These are all underlining emotionally what the character is feeling. So I put a lot of thought into every single shot, which I had to do on the visit for practical reasons, because it was the main character holding the camera, and what was she thinking? What was her intention?
Well, you've also noted for great music in your films. Now,
Yeah.
in this case, you didn't get to use music, and you didn't get to use James Newton Howard for the first time in 16 years. Was that a tough phone call to tell him?
It was a thing I aspired to always to do, which was to make a movie with no score in it, because music in general, and especially if you work with James Newton Howard, you can just rely so much on it because it's such a powerful storytelling tool, music. And to say, we're not going to have that asset in the movie and we're going to use all the other assets, it creates a very different type of storytelling that I've always aspired to.
Well, you're noted for horror, kind of thriller, I suppose, as types of films. Would you like to work in a different genre?
For me, when I want to work on a different genre, I incorporate it into my movie. So for me, I wanted to make something funny, like a comedy kind of thing. So in The Visit, I put as much laughter as I could into the movie. So when I want to make a romance, like I'll make a period romance, I'll go make The Village. Like I try to smash genres together. So I do feel a little bit of latitude that I can, with my original movies, make these hybrid tones.
Well, you've made a film on a smaller scale now, but
Yeah.
would you ever like to make a big movie again with comic books being so popular now? I suppose I would like to ask, would you ever like to make a comic book movie?
You know, I tend to, right now, my headspace is to make smaller original movies. That's where my headspace is right now. And I don't like knowing expectations. I don't like to kind of know, oh, this is the type of movie I'm making. That kind of is less exciting for me. But you never can say no. I haven't said yes to doing a lot of stuff like that. But and I know the next movie I'm making is an original thriller that I'm writing. So.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.